to do. And it wasn't what he said. And if that's how I do, when I walked outside, I always thought, well, and when I came outside, I said, Whitey, Whitey, Whitey. And there was nobody around there. Nobody. I screamed for help. There was nobody around.
Just lies. She just lies. She's fake. She knows what she did. She knew. She made sure he was dead. Joy is the person who destroyed my life. She's the person who took away my dad. She is just a very horrible person. She repeatedly kept making threats and she kept harassing everybody. I was terrified that she would hurt me too. It's a feeling I don't want anybody to ever have to feel. It's hard.
What do you like to remember about him the most?
His laugh.
You need to stop.
I just feel like I'm looking over my shoulder. You're always wondering, what's going to happen? What is she going to come up with next? Especially if she got out, I'd be waiting for something to happen. But I felt like someone had to speak up for my dad. Someone had to be there for him. To make sure people will know the truth of what kind of person she is. It's my dad at his bar. Always smiling, laughing. A happy person. Full life. I looked up to him a lot. When he was younger, his hair was white, so they called him Whitey. He owned Whitey's bar in Sardinia. He would enter a room and everybody would be excited to see him there. You could ask anybody. Everybody loved him.
Is it hard for you to look at that picture? Do you often look at his picture? You just can't?
I've spent my weekends or any breaks I had from school or any chance I could, I spent with my dad. He was also my basketball coach.
Now you try.
He took time out of his day to have practice with us. He loved to do it. And he was always a very devoted father.
Woo! Nice shot. Way to go, kiddo. Do it again.
I didn't get told no very often. I mean, I probably should have sometimes, but he did anything for me. If I needed anything, he got it. He always made sure I was taken care of. When I was 9 years old, my dad brought me to meet Joy. They seemed like they got along in the beginning. Then it all went downhill pretty fast. My dad and Joy were spending a lot of time together, and it moved very fast. They seemed like they were happy. Everything seemed to be going good there at the first. I think the reason they got along was because they both owned bars. She walked into Whitey's and seen him there, and she said that she wanted to be with him. That's the story I was told. When I met her for the first time, she was this tall, high energy, very loud, kind of in your face type of person.
Your dad tells me you're quite the basketball player.
I'm a quiet person and I didn't like to be bothered really. And she was just kind of like in my face, just kind of kept asking me questions.
That's so great. I'm going to have to come see one of your games sometime.
I just had this weird feeling there was something about her that I didn't like. I felt like she was trying too hard to get me to like her or try to just push herself on me. It was weird for me. There was just something about her. I felt like she was trying to impress me way too much at that time. This is Joy and my dad on their cruise. They had just gotten married. It was one of the biggest mistakes of his life. His life went downhill after then. After they had gotten married, you see a different side of her. It was like she had put on an act in the beginning. When Dad had his back turned, she was a different person. She wanted to control everything. She didn't like him being around me, for the most part.
Is it going to be like this every single weekend?
If he was around anybody but her, I felt like she was upset.
I want to spend time with my husband.
She always wanted to be the center of attention. She wanted all the attention on her. She wanted my dad all to herself. I felt like she was not happy I was around on the weekends, like all the time. I felt like she wanted more freedom on the weekends.
We can get a babysitter. It's just one night.
When she'd bring up wanting to leave and like go out to the bar or something, he would just tell her, I have her this weekend. We cannot go out. I'm not going to leave her somewhere. I'm going to stay home with her.
Not tonight.
You could just tell by her face. She was just mad. She just wasn't saying much. I knew something was definitely wrong with her. She's very quiet, just staring you down, just this look of hate in her. I don't think my dad saw that side of her in the beginning. So one day, Joy and I went out to eat, and someone had walked by. I don't know if they gave her a weird look or something, but she kind of snapped and started going off.
What the hell is your problem?
She started yelling at him. I stayed quiet.
Look where you're going. You could have killed me.
I think I was just shocked at the time. Like, why was she mad? It just kept on going. At that point, I was just kind of ready to go back home to where my dad was.
Don't walk away from me. Get back.
It was a scary moment. I didn't understand why she was being that way. I feel like Joy had another side to her that no one knew about. I think after that incident, she was in a mood, I stayed away. It was just better for me to stay away and be in my own little area. I remember sitting in the front room watching cartoons, and I noticed there was guns in the couch and the chair. That had never happened in the past. This was something new. I started seeing them being under the furniture, on the stands, and the cushions everywhere, in the kitchen. Then it just started happening all throughout the house. They were just laying out on the ground. They were laying up against the wall. It wasn't your typical hunting guns, like locked in a cabinet or a safe or anything like that. They were just, there was handguns, there was everything laying in there. Like, especially in one of the bedrooms, they would keep a lot of them in. I kind of wondered why they were all there. After seeing the house filled with guns, there was more to the story. I knew it wasn't right. I didn't tell my mom about the guns all in the house because I think she would not let me go back. She wanted to protect me. I didn't know at the time that's what he was doing, but years later, it kind of confirmed my suspicions that him and Joy were involved in drugs. I think Joy's life was more dangerous than what we all thought. And then when they got together, his life started turning more that way. I didn't want to stay with her alone, just after all the arguments and the fights. I was scared to be with her. In the beginning, when my dad and Joy got together, everything was good. things quickly took a turn.
What are you thinking?
And one day, my uncle was very serious with the conversation with my dad. You could tell it was a very serious conversation going on between them.
She's a problem.
You don't know her.
I seen my uncle telling my dad that he needed to stay away from Joy. She wasn't a very good person, that she was going to bring him down. I did feel better that someone else was realizing that there was issues with the relationship. I mean, I had been worried about him for a while now. But I thought maybe that he would open his eyes up and get away from her.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
I should have listened to anybody that had told him about her and to stay away. Now looking back, I wish I had told him and not just been trying to protect him because I wanted him to be happy. I wish I had told him what I was feeling. The reason I didn't say much to my dad was because I was scared of her.
Did Whitey ever get you in front of you?
Yeah. Give me an example of what he did.
He had a pretty bad temper when he would drink, and when he would come to pick me up or something like that, he would all kind of ring and raving and screaming I was going out with him and stuff like that.
She's saying that my dad hit her. I never saw my dad be physical towards her. She couldn't give him examples. It was like she was just trying to make them up. She didn't know if they would see, anybody would see my dad hit her. So it didn't happen. The way she was acting was describing her personality, not his. I never remember him yelling at her. I always remember him trying to get her to stop. And if she didn't, he would always try to leave. I never seen him hurt anybody, especially he wouldn't hurt her. I mean, she raised her fist to me. He still didn't touch her. Makes me angry. She's trying to paint him as a bad person because he wasn't. She's describing herself. Anybody that knew him knows that was not my dad. Things were getting worse between them. The fighting was getting out of control, just with her yelling at him nonstop.
What about me? Huh? What about my needs?
Just calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down.
I realized that lifestyle was definitely not normal for the way the fights were going on, the controlling issues, just everything in general. And their whole life was just not right.
You always have to be the hero.
He didn't want me to see them fighting. He always tried to keep the peace. He didn't want me to ever see that anything was wrong.
Not in front of her.
One of the first times I remember her being physical, my dad was going to my grandma's house to help her, and Joy did not like my dad going there to help her. And she was mad and was attacking him.
You're not leaving this house.
She ripped his shirt off. I think she was mad because she was controlling. She wanted to make sure he was right there beside her at all times. You could tell he was stressed out. He was upset. You could see it on my dad's face that, he wasn't happy and that things were just different with him. It made me feel sad. I didn't like seeing him feeling down like that. I just kept it all to myself. All my emotions about everything I kept to myself. So I didn't want no one knowing. I wanted to make sure I could still go on the weekends and see him, and I figured if I just didn't say nothing, things would get better. I just remember sitting in my grandma's living room. He was on the phone, and his shirt was actually laying on the couch behind him, and she kept calling repeatedly.
You need to stop.
And she didn't stop. She just kept calling and calling and calling. You could tell he was aggravated.
Stop calling.
She couldn't stop. We just tried to talk to her to get her to stop yelling and screaming. But I think that just made her worse. And he finally just wouldn't answer the phone. I think she was getting aggravated because it just kept ringing and ringing, and I think they finally just took it off the hook. I never experienced anything like that. I knew my grandmother never experienced anything like that. Just seeing how it affected, his brothers, his mom, friends. She tore my family apart. I've asked myself many times what my dad's seen in her. She was a bad influence in his life because his life completely changed when she came into the picture. One night I was at my dad and Joy's house. It was late at night. There was a knock on the door. When I woke up, I woke up from the commotion downstairs. I could hear something was going on.
What was that?
I have no idea.
And I just remember walking down the stairs and asked what was going on. I just wanted to get back to bed. There was nothing going on. I knew something was wrong. I just didn't know what it was. I just went back up to my room and just stay away. That moment was very scary for me. I was terrified. And to come to find out later, I asked questions about it. They said someone had just knocked on the door and that they had left when they got to the door. It always makes me wonder, was someone at the door that night to hurt him then? And then the person at the door hears everybody up and realizes there's a house full of people, or if he just got scared and took off. I always thought that maybe she was planning to kill my dad that night.
Well, the thing of it is, from all appearance, this probably happened. This is when we pulled in.
So then they're waiting for him.
That's a possibility. That's something we're
That's
looking
what
at.
it looks like. Everybody knows real hates him.
Excuse me.
Everybody knows real hates him.
She's saying in that video that everybody hated my dad. She was completely lying. It was the other way around, that everybody loved him and no one knew why he married her. I mean, the stories you hear that, he'd be out playing pool and he would buy rounds of drinks for everybody. I don't think I ever met anybody try to argue with him besides her. I think she said it because she was trying to make it look like he was hated. There was reason for someone to kill him. She didn't want any blame on her. It just shows you what type of person she was. One day I remember they had a huge argument. They were fighting, but I don't remember what they were fighting about. I just remember she was just screaming and she just looked so mad.
Get back here. What are you doing?
I felt like she was just filled with anger.
Don't you walk away from me.
We got in the vehicle, but the vehicle wouldn't start. After my dad locked the doors, she picked up a stick or some kind of piece of wood and started hitting the vehicle and trying to break the windows. She was hitting the vehicle and just acting crazy. I kept leaning over towards the driver's seat to get out, I was afraid she was going to break the window. And my dad was grabbing hold of me to pull me over to the driver's seat. I thought she was going to get in the vehicle and hurt me or him. In that moment, I just wanted her to stop screaming and just hitting the vehicle. I didn't know what she was going to do or what happened if she did get in the vehicle. I remember her screaming and just hate in her eyes. This black, dark look. My dad was scared and I could tell he was frustrated. He wanted her just to stop. She was just going around the vehicle, hitting the vehicle. When he got out,
Come on, lady.
she was reaching across, trying to get the keys out.
Give me the keys. Give me the keys,
I
Whitey.
remember grabbing the keys, but I didn't want her to have them
Enough.
because I wanted to get away from her.
Get off me.
I was scared, terrified of her.
Okay. How about the next time you ever heard anybody make any threat?
It was on Christmas Eve.
What'd she say to you?
That your dad was going to be killed or something like that.
That was me talking to the investigators. I would have been 11 years old. It's hard because I don't really remember being being questioned about it. And it sounds like I was scared. It shows you she's crazy. She doesn't care for anybody else but herself. If she would have hurt a child or yelled at a child, it wasn't doing anything. She had some serious issues. I should have a good memory of Christmas with him, and I don't. I just remember sitting in my grandma's living room and her calling nonstop, just harassing him. And the threats are getting worse. She threatened him all the time.
Hello?
She told me that she was going to have my dad killed.
Tell your father he's a dead man.
That moment was very scary for me. I was terrified of her. I hung up on her. No kid should have to listen to someone threaten to kill their father on Christmas Eve. And I didn't think he thought his wife would have him killed. That she was just threatening him because she was mad. In January 1997, they were getting along well. Everything seemed to be going better between them. They were going to work on things. She seemed to be acting better. He seemed to be happy. Like, it was nice to actually not have to listen to them fight. They were looking to buy a house together, closer to the bars. Joy was the one showing me a lot of the house. Like, she was showing me, like, look at this. This is going to be your room. And they said they were going to buy the house. And they seemed happy that day. I was excited because, you know, they were getting this house. It was closer to everybody. Like, it was just down the road from everything. And then that Sunday evening, we said, bye, I love you. See you tomorrow at basketball practice. He was just happy. He was happy. He was laughing. Everything was just normal. Looking back, I think she was being fake that day. I think it was an all an act. Because I felt like she knew something was going to happen. She was going to do something soon. My dad kept saying, just always remember, if something ever happens to me, how much I love you. That's what I remember him telling me that. And I kept thinking, why is he saying this? Like, why does he keep telling me this? I have a family now. He should be here to see him. I wish I had told my father the feelings I had towards her. I think maybe it would have opened up his eyes a little bit more. It's not fair because she's taken everything away from me. You don't want someone to come in your life and destroy it like she destroyed mine. So the next day, I went to school that morning, and my grandma's house was right down the street from where I went to school at. I could see her house from the school. I looked down to see if my dad was down at my grandma's, because usually he goes and checks on her. And I noticed his car wasn't there. And a few minutes later, the staff had came out to get me, and my grandmother was there to pick me up. And it looks like she's crying. I remember her telling me that he had been killed. I just remember screaming. That's that she was involved. I don't remember much after that.
What did you know at that moment about what had happened to your dad?
that he had been killed at her bar. And I wanted to know who did it. Like, I wanted to make sure they had the person that did it. And they said they did.
What would he do with his receipts on the bar? Would he normally bring them with him?
Yeah. Because he makes up something instead of weekend.
And where would he carry that?
Into his jacket pocket.
It had how much he normally had.
We both carry between 1,000 and 2,000 in our wallets. Just because they're constantly going to get people out of jail for DUIs.
It was Joy saying that my dad carried cash in his jacket pockets, and that the reason they carried that much cash in their wallets is because they got people out of jail for DUIs. And I've never once heard that, or heard my dad mention that.
I mean, you look like you don't believe that at all.
I do not. When they arrested Karl, he had my dad's wallet.
A billfold belonging to who we believe may be the victim in this, a Donald Ray Hoop.
My dad was always known to carry large sums of cash on him. I always noticed, like, when he was getting ready in the mornings, his wallet laying on the stand, and he would always have large sums of cash in there. They carried a large sum of cash on them because they both were involved in drugs. I didn't know at the time that's what he was doing, but years later, it was obvious why he had so much cash on him. When I was younger, I didn't think him carrying around that amount of money was an issue. When you do look back, that's not usually the case. It's usually not the normal thing to do. I knew something wasn't right. I said there was more to it. Is that Karl when he first did it? I don't remember him hardly. It was so long ago.
Yeah, that's Karl's booking photo from 1997.
Yeah, I can almost see he's got a smirk on his face. It makes it look like he didn't care. Like he was happy with what he done. I never heard of Karl Lindsay before this happened. Karl Lindsay is someone who took away someone who meant everything to me. He took away my dad. He has turned my life upside down. He is a person that took him away in such a horrible way. Like he didn't think twice about it. The first time I saw her after that was at the visitation. And I knew something wasn't right. When I went to my dad's visitation, she had a closed casket. No one was allowed to see him. She was running around the funeral home, chatting it up with everybody, acting like she was on a life of a party. It's not normal, very unusual. Why would you laugh and be carried on at your husband's funeral? She didn't even stay by the casket. She kept running around the whole funeral home. And I was sitting there crying, and I was like, why is she so happy? Why is she laughing and carrying on? Why is she not crying? I didn't understand why someone would be acting that way. They just lost their husband. I was pretty sure then that she did something. Because why would she be laughing and acting like everything's fine at your husband's funeral? Joy was being extra nice. Like, it was weird. Like, why was she being this nice to me? I pretended to be nice to Joy because I was afraid of her. I was afraid she was going to hurt me too. I think if she thought she showed interest in me, it would make her look a lot better. She'd rather keep putting on a good act to make sure I thought she was not guilty. We had a basketball game. She came to the basketball game. She was very quiet, wasn't saying much. After the game, she talked to me outside.
Hi. Can I speak to you for a second?
I just didn't understand why she was there.
Yeah.
She didn't come before, why now? She acted very nervous when we were talking, like something was bothering her. She's like, I would never hurt your dad.
You know I loved your father.
And she was asked, she's like, do you think I would hurt your dad?
I'm not capable of harming him.
She was just staring at me to see my reaction. She was questioning me a lot. I felt like she was trying to get a lot of information out of me. And it kind of worried me as to why she wanted that information. She wanted to make sure she made the point clear that she would not do anything.
Right?
I felt like it was a tense moment. She's very serious, wanted to make sure I understood. I was just agreeing with her just so she would stop, so she wouldn't suspect anything. I don't think at the time she thought I was thinking that. I think she was willing to do whatever it took to make sure everybody thought she was not involved.
Okay. Good. Good.
She'd rather keep putting on a good act to make sure I thought she was not guilty. Yeah, I knew then that she had something to do with it. When I found out she got arrested, it was a sense of relief and hope that something would be done. I needed to hear what Joy's part was in it, to know all the details of what happened, much as possible, just so I could have some sense of what happened that night. That was my dad. You know, he wasn't mean to her. Like, what reason did she have to hurt him?
What I need to know now is what you guys are talking about that night. The perception is what put this thought into Karl's head.
I don't remember the conversation being that much about killing Whitey. It was just, I was very angry and I said, I'd like to kill him. In a very jokey, I wasn't just joking. I may have said, why don't you kill him? But did I sit down and say, hey Karl, let's get together and kill Whitey? No. No, I didn't want to kill him. No. Did I think anybody was going to kill him? No. I know now, when people say joking things, I don't know how unfunny it is, and how that could be misinterpreted. I think some does terribly wrong. And I knew that conversation went on the night that it happened.
She said she was joking. I knew she wasn't joking. She's struggling to be honest about what really happened that night. I think she wanted him dead for a while.
Why do you think Joy did this?
They were fighting and her anger got the best of her. She thought she could make it look like he was robbed because he had a large amount of cash on him and there would be no suspicions that she was planning on killing my dad. Joy was setting both my father and Karl up. She wanted to make sure Karl had a reason to kill my father. There was money in his wallet. He could have the money and go on, and she wouldn't be looked at as like she had something to do with it. The only thing that he was offered was what cash was in my dad's wallet. They said during the trial that Joy had kept repeatedly calling Whitey's bar to get my dad to go to her bar to pick her up. And they had been fighting, and she wanted him to hurry up and get to her bar. My dad pulled into her bar, and then Karl was waiting on him in the parking lot. Karl told me all the steps that had happened that night. He shot him the first time. Then my dad got out and they had fought, and then my dad had fallen to the ground. After my dad had fallen, the gun had jammed. He walked inside the bar, inside the doorway, and she was there. She got the gun and unjammed it. And that's when Karl shot him the second time. I remember being called and told he received the death penalty, and I was just relieved. Karl said that he was on drugs and alcohol that night. If he was in the right frame of mind, he wouldn't have done it. Karl was a pawn in her game that she had, but it does not give him an excuse to get off death row. He did it. He's the one that killed him. She used Karl every way possible to get what she wanted, and she thought she'd be free of it all. Joy got 25 years to life with a chance of parole. I didn't think it was fair. I feel like she should spend the rest of her life in there. I don't think she should ever have a chance of parole. Joy is as much as to blame as Karl is. I think Joy thought she would get away with it, that they both would get away with it, with having Karl rob him. And she thought she would be done and there'd be no more reason for anybody to look into it. When I met with Joy, I asked her why she did it, and she said that she didn't plan it. She didn't want him dead. He got blown out of proportion. Things got way out of hand. It's not what it seems. And I wanted to hear her say, I'm sorry for my part, or take some responsibility for it. And she never did. I've never heard her say I'm sorry. I don't think she ever will.
What do you think her reason was for coming to that meeting?
I think Joy wanted me to believe she was innocent, like it was Karl's plan to do it. I'll never believe she's innocent. I told Joy that I did not forgive her for what she did. I didn't understand how she could take someone away who did everything for everybody, including herself. That she destroyed my family. She turned my life upside down. When I walked out of the room, it was a weight off my shoulders that she finally got to hear how I felt. Joy and Karl was taking away everything from me. Not just me and my family. He's missed every big event in my life. He's missed his brother's events. He's missed everything. He's not even there just when you need someone to talk to or get to see him. I want to keep his memory alive. I want to make sure they know that he wasn't this mean person to her, as she says he is. That he was the most loving person anybody could imagine. He would help anybody. I feel like she should be in there for the rest of her life. I don't think it'll ever be justice as long as she has a chance of being paroled. Because she's just as much as blame as he is. One day she could be out, and I could see her out somewhere. And that's a very scary thought, to see her out somewhere. She's someone who has made me look over my shoulder since I was 10 years old, who took away my father, and will never admit her wrongdoing. That explains who she is. She's a very evil person.
Still loving the person that took away my father. I spent all of my 20s up until hours
before my dad died, protecting my dad, my mom, protecting Stevie from himself. I wonder a lot how we all grew up under the same roof with the same parents. And how he ended up the way he did. He became a killer. The biggest thing, the most heartbreaking thing for me is Stevie will never be better. There's never an end. The only end is when he gets laid to rest. But this goes far beyond my brother. You don't know how much I mourn my dad, but I also honor my dad in this journey of even telling any of y'all this story. This is a picture before I was born of my dad reading to my brothers Paul and Stevie a bedtime story. This is Paul, and this is Stevie. We grew up in Arlington, Texas. It would have been before anything had happened and before Stevie changed. As a child, he was the type of boy that would give you the shirt off his back. If he saw that you were hurting, he would want to help you. He would want to brighten your day. Stevie did have a lot of light in him. He was so much more light than he ever was dark. I would never imagine that their relationship would be tragic or that our story would be what it is today. Stevie, in around 3rd grade, got very anxious about going to school. My parents didn't know why this anxiety came on. A typical day for us going to school in the morning, we would wake up and get dressed, and we would eat our cereal. And then we would head to the car. So one time, as soon as I got out the front door and the door was still open, I heard screaming.
Oh my God!
What is that?
So I immediately ran back inside. I saw Stevie with a knife.
Just put it down, Stevie, please.
He was visibly upset. Tears were streaming down his face, and he was crying and screaming, "Please don't make me go to school."
I can't, please. Stevie, please, just put it down.
I just felt confused. I didn't understand. That wasn't his normal character. That wasn't how he acted. So when he did that the first time, I was in shock.
Please, put the knife down.
My dad knelt down to get at eye level with Stevie. He had Stevie look in his eyes, and he told Stevie to take deep breaths and that he was going to be okay. And I just remember kind of standing there thinking, what's really going on? What's happening, to my brother? Why is he so upset? It was probably about 2 to 3 minutes of my dad looking in his eyes and trying to calm him down that Stevie gave the knife to my dad. It seemed like my dad had this ability to be able to reach Stevie in a way that my mom couldn't. Both of my parents hugged Stevie and told Stevie that everything was going to be okay. It happened a couple more times. to where my parents ended up removing all of the knives from the kitchen. As a parent myself, I cannot fathom the heartbreak that my parents went through, seeing their child be so terrified. And I can't imagine what my parents even felt in that situation. My parents wouldn't leave us alone when we were younger, and I believe it was because they knew of Stevie's propensity towards violence with Paul. But on this day, they needed to run an errand, and they left. I was in my bedroom asleep, and I wake up to screaming. I run downstairs. I see that Stevie has a long knife.
Put the knife down! No.
And he has it pointed towards Paul's throat, like right in front of his Adam's apple. I knew I had to save Paul, and I knew that I didn't want Stevie to hurt him. My only reaction was to help Paul. And so I run in between them, and Paul's telling me, Maya, stop, Maya, stop. Now the knife has shifted to where now it's at my throat. I looked Stevie dead in the eyes. It wasn't the same Stevie that I had been used to having. He was different. His eyes would look bigger. For whatever reason, I was untouchable. None of that aggression was ever directed at me. I didn't scream. I didn't try to rationalize with him. I just looked at him right in the eyes and said, Stevie, put the knife down, in a calm voice. And he immediately put it down and walked off. I told my mom what had happened. Paul was enduring a lot of things at home with Stevie that I never even knew about until a few weeks ago. I never understood to what degree that he was tormented. Stevie took pleasure out of someone else's fear. The second Stevie got bad, their lives ended. And they became shells of themselves. Because this is something I didn't understand for a long time. Their love for him was far greater than their fear of him. And that's why it ended the way it ended. When Stevie had gotten extremely violent and aggressive, my parents tried constantly to figure out the root cause, but nothing the doctors or therapists offered provided a solution or worked. They didn't know exactly how to punish him correctly because the normal things that would work, they didn't work with Stevie. There were periods of time that he would seem like the old Stevie. It would be very short periods of time. But as he grew older, those periods of good became less and less. Stevie was grown. He was in his 20s. He became fixated on wanting to be a police officer, and he wanted to be able to have a firearm, which in our house, we didn't grow up with firearms. but lives in Texas. It's very easy to buy a firearm. So he did. Just like with all of his other fixations, he couldn't stop at just one. And so he wanted to get a plethora of them in all different styles and all different types. I would go over and visit. There was a gun on the coffee table. There would be a gun under the couch cushion. And there were also other guns just kind of throughout my parents' house. It just looked like a recipe for disaster. At this point, my dad had already been diagnosed with dementia and Parkinson's. Since my mom took on being the caregiver to both of them, she was hanging on by a thread. I think Stevie saw it as an opportunity to start controlling them. She shouldn't have given him guns, but she was too afraid of what he would do if she didn't give in. And so she gave in. It wasn't a smart choice.
I don't like the idea of you being here by yourself.
Don't worry about it.
Purchasing firearms was the beginning of his demise. And there wasn't my dad there anymore to get him out of the depths of hell. When I was 25, I met my future husband, Tony. Tony never saw a good side of Stevie because by the time Tony and I had met, that Stevie was gone. We were planning for my wedding. My mom especially loved planning for it because I'm her only daughter. If I wanted my mom to be a part of it, I knew that Stevie would need to come along. My mom and I were in one of the stores looking for things to add to our registry. And Stevie, although he's in his 20s, was much like an impatient child. Although he was a grown man, he never matured. When he started to get bored or when the attention wasn't on him, his reaction was like a kid. His whole body language changed. He was breathing harder and telling me to hurry up, hurry up, Maya, like, who cares? Hurry up. And then he told my mom that he wanted to leave.
I want to go home.
But we're almost done.
Now.
And so we all left. And I was upset and irritated and hurt. And Stevie's very agitated and annoyed. He pulled out a black case. And before I even could say anything, he opened it to show me the gun.
You and your fiance better watch it.
He told me that I needed to be careful at our wedding, that Tony and I needed to be careful and all of the guests because he wanted to kill everyone at the wedding. And it felt almost like you're sucker punched, like all of the breath is taken out of you. I responded with telling him that if he was going to make threats, that he wouldn't be able to attend. he closed the case. Sorry. This is a lot harder than I thought it would be. This picture is of my dad and I, as he's preparing to walk me down the aisle to give me away to Tony. You would have never known by looking at this that behind the scenes, we had to hire off-duty police officers to make sure that Stevie didn't hurt anyone at our wedding. I couldn't have Stevie at our wedding because he had threatened to kill everyone at our wedding. Stevie had shown up at the reception but had stayed outside. If Stevie came in to the wedding, he could have tried to mingle with people and tried to enjoy it, and I would have been on edge the whole time. Or he could have come in with a gun and tried to kill us. Tony and I didn't go to Thanksgiving at my parents' that year following my wedding because we knew it wasn't safe. We had a great Thanksgiving dinner, and his sister and I were in the kitchen, and I was helping her with the dishes. And my phone was ringing. I answered the phone call. I could hear in Paul's voice how upset he was.
Slow down. What happened?
He said that they were all in the kitchen. My mom, my dad, and Stevie.
Where is it?
Stevie was pestering my dad about something. Stevie shoved my dad. Paul immediately shoved Stevie.
Stevie, what are you doing? Let him go!
Stevie then got a hold of Paul's neck and started choking him. My dad grabbed something off of the nearby kitchen counter and hit Stevie on the head with it. Stevie let go of his grip. Then immediately looked at Paul and my dad and told them that they were both going to be sorry for that. And then Stevie had walked out. Paul and my dad went out the front door. Stevie was getting a shotgun from the back of his trunk. Stevie loaded it and was going to kill Paul.
Put it down, Stevie! Calm down.
My dad screamed. Stevie, stop.
Put it down. Relax, please.
And he stopped. That wasn't even the most upsetting part. The police show up. The police officers took Stevie aside and Paul aside. Paul had denied that anything had ever even happened. Paul had denied that there was even a shotgun that was pulled. I was asking him too, why did you deny there was a shotgun? Stevie had already threatened Paul's family and Paul's child. And he told me that he will never go up against Stevie because he doesn't ever want to put his family in harm's way. And I still couldn't understand it. I was like, Paul, you should have said something. And he told me, Maya, when you have a family, you will understand. Which I do. And I do understand now. When the violence was directed at him, he was afraid for his life. I got a phone call from my mom, which isn't uncommon. We talked most of the time, every day, multiple times a day. And she was hysterical. She said, Maya, I'm leaving the house. I need you to meet me. And I was like, okay. Then I met her. She had on a black hat and she had on very big sunglasses.
What's going on?
And when she took off her sunglasses, her eyes were completely black and blue and her nose looked broken. And I just remember thinking in my head, what are you gonna do, Maya? Like, what are you gonna do? She said that Stevie had gotten upset. He stood on top of her bed and he just was hitting her over and over again. And she was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't take it. And so I said, Mom, let's go. Like, I'll get you somewhere. Like, don't worry. We will figure it out. And she said, I can't leave your dad.
I will talk to him. You just can't go back. I'm sorry. But your daddy just doesn't want to leave.
I said, Mom, like, please just come home with me. I will get Dad. And she's like, you won't be able to get him. You don't understand. You're not going to be able to just go get your dad. And I told her, I was like, I promise you I'll get him. I promise you. No matter how much I begged, no matter how much I cried, no matter how much she cried, and I could tell she wanted to leave, but she wouldn't. I watched her leave the restaurant, and she must have gone back to her house, and I didn't hear from her that night. And I knew that likely he was going to kill one or both of them. And I just didn't know when. I got a phone call and they said, is this the daughter of Vincent Appilato and Elsa Appilato? And I said, yes. He said, I wanted to let you know that both of your parents are in the hospital. Stevie had hit them both in the head with the butt of a gun. It wasn't until probably a week later that we found out, what exactly had happened. He hit them. And he did it so hard that it caused a lot of bleeding, and they both had to get multiple stitches. And my dad, this was just horrible. He was completely bandaged. Like bandaged around this way and bandaged this way, and his eyes too were black and blue, I think. And he had cuts on his arms, his hands. And Stevie was put in jail, I believe, for aggravated assault. Stevie was only in jail a few days, and my parents had posted his bond. A protective order was issued by the judge. I believe it was 72 days. I had a sliver of hope that maybe my parents would see and be able to feel for 72 days what it feels like to not be threatened every day. After those 72 days, he moved back in with my parents, which I was completely against, but I knew that that wasn't a battle that I was going to win. I would text him to tell him that I was checking on Mom and Dad, that he better not touch them. If you do, I will call the cops on you. And I called Adult Protective Services over and over again.
How did you get that bruise?
They would go to the house.
How so?
They would see black eyes. They would suspect abuse. They could never get my dad alone to talk to him. Stevie was always present.
Thank you, officer.
And since my dad couldn't substantiate his claim, when my dad came, when I saw him, I hugged him, of course. He just looked exhausted. He looked like he had been beaten. He had cuts and black eyes. I said, "Did he do this to you?" And he looked at me and he said, "Yes, he did it to me." And I just felt horrible for him. It was the first time that he completely just admitted that Stevie did it. I became enraged with Stevie. So very upset. I once again begged him to stay. And he wouldn't. He said he just needed to rest, get his strength back, and that he needed to go back. And that's when also he had told me that your mom takes the brunt of the beatings and I can't leave her.
You can't do this.
Maya.
We need to get the cops involved.
I begged him to please let me call the police and make an outcry. And please let me help him.
I'm begging you.
My dad looked at me and he said, "Maya, I can't tell the police that he did this to me." And I said, "Why? Why, please?" I was like, "Please tell the police he did this to you." He said, "He needs to go to jail. He needs to not be able to touch you or touch Mom." And he said, "I can't." He said, "I can't do it, Maya." And I was just hugging him and I was crying. I was like, "Please." And he said, "I can't leave your mom." And he said, "And I don't think your mom would leave Stevie." And then he looked at me and he said, "And I'm sorry, sweetheart, that I can't stay. And that I just ask that you forgive us and that you pray for us." I knew that I was sending him home to die. And there wasn't anything I could do about it. No matter how much I asked, it wasn't going to change his mind. So at that point, I just decided to enjoy that little bit of time that he was with me and to pamper him and let him sleep and feed him all that I could and give him all the love that I could. In those few days that he was with me, and really let him enjoy being a grandfather. I got a phone call from my brother Paul, and he said, Stevie shot and killed Dad. And I kept saying, Stevie killed Dad? And I was saying it over and over and over again, like almost hoping that even though I was saying it, Paul would somehow be like, no, like you didn't hear me right. And I dropped to my knees and I'm just screaming. And so Tony hears me from downstairs and he runs up the stairs. And I said, Stevie killed him. Immediately after Paul picked me up, we drove to my parents' house. When we got there, Paul and I both got out of the car and the door was open and my mom, she was screaming on the ground, and all of my dad's brains were splattered everywhere. The blood was everywhere. And I didn't know what to do. I should have grabbed her and hugged her and gotten her out of the house, but I couldn't. I would never be able to fix this. My mom said that she was sleeping in her room. She heard something, and that Stevie ran into her room and said, Mom, you have to get up. I think I shot and killed Dad. And she said Stevie was frantic. And that she went in the living room and she said that he was dead. And that Stevie was, of course, freaking out. And so that they called 911. And then she had told me that the negotiators had gotten there. She had left the house first.
He's gone. He's gone. I love him. He's gone, Mom.
And they put her immediately in a squad car. And that they got Stevie out of the house and they arrested him.
We have one coming out.
This picture, Stevie's mugshot, would have been taken on November 29th. There's only darkness, no light. and you can see it on his expression and his eyes. I do not believe that Stevie was born evil. Stevie had a lot of light in him when he was younger. The act he committed on that day is nothing less than evil. There were a lot of poor choices that were made on everyone's part that I believe created the perfect storm for this to happen. I hate parts of him. I hate what he's done. But I also feel an enormous amount of sadness for him in his life. One of the biggest tragedies about this is the people who loved Stevie the most were the people that he abused the most. The bigger tragedy in it is that my parents saw it as their duty to not only protect Stevie, but to protect anyone that he could possibly harm. I never thought growing up that my journey would turn into this and that I would lose my father at the hands of my brother. Hello. This is, of course, my dad on my wedding day. This picture I'm sorry. Gosh. This picture I enlarged for his funeral. And I even, of course, brought this with me on the airplane. And I've carried it with me the whole time I've been here. And Stevie killed my dad. He took away everything. Took away happiness, hope. On his birthday, we all write a note. And we tell him we miss him or whatever we want to tell him. And we go out at night and we hold all of the balloons and we release them into the sky, and those are our notes that we send to him every year.
I love you, Mama.
I think that he sacrificed himself so that Stevie would be put in a place where no one can get him out. And I think that that protected everybody, and it protected my mom. I have a very close relationship with my mother. She has a lot of guilt. She is by far a huge survivor. I don't know sometimes how she wakes up and puts one foot in front of the other. You gave me an opportunity that not everyone gets. And I knew I would feel guilty if I never took that opportunity to tell this story and to hope that it touches someone else, or to hope that someone knows that they aren't alone. Maybe there's a family out there who watches it and thinks they can relate because their child's like that. And maybe it'll be different for them.